Okay, guys, so Spider-Man is now out of the MCU, and it only just feels like we just got him.
I
Yeah.
mean, the circus came to town early yesterday, so
Yep. Um, and this is one of those things where I didn't think this was going to happen,
Mhm.
and I don't think many people thought that this
No,
was going to happen.
because why would you think it?
Right?
yeah.
They literally just have their highest grossing movie ever, and they're only their second $1 billion movie next to Skyfall. Why would it ever happen?
And the interest from the Sony perspective and the fan perspective and the Marvel perspective is they're tuning in because it's MCU connected. Like
Yep.
that's what drove it.
It's really weird because who's in charge of negotiations on Sony's side? 'Cause,
Tom Rothman.
yeah, because Rossman, from what I've been reading, is that he was notorious for trying to shave dollars off the budget
Yep.
and whatnot. So that's probably.
I mean, remember, he was the one that was like the merc with the mouth needs to be Baraka, even though they had correct Deadpool designs. He was the one that literally, this is no exaggeration, at 3 a.m. before they started shooting at 6 a.m. on Wolverine Origins, he would walk in with a skeleton crew and repaint parts of the set, being like, I want them to look this color now. Like, the dude was, I don't know what he was thinking. He was the downfall of Fox's X-Men, starting with X-Men 3, so it's interesting. And here's what Todd Production Podcast, who is actually a CBC producer slash sponsor level on our membership, said, I think that Avi did this out of spite and his hatred for Marvel. Venom made a lot of money. The two Spidey films, now he's no longer interested, and that's Sony. It's not business when there is an ongoing feud that's one-sided. So, I don't know how much, like, they downplay Avi's, like...
Avi's a
Involvement.
producer. He played absolutely no part in this whatsoever.
Right, but...
It's just like, it wasn't Kevin Feige making negotiations for Disney. It was Alan Horn.
Yeah.
It's those two. So it's nothing to do with Avi or Feige.
Kevin Feige probably couldn't even sit in on the meeting. It was like the top brass. So you're looking at like Rothman, you're looking at the guys running the studios, and Kevin Feige runs Marvel Studios, but Marvel Studios is studios in name only. They still function under Disney,
Yeah.
Buena Vista. So it's that illusion there that Marvel Studios is its own thing, which it is, but it's still controlled and overseen by Disney's higher ups, and that is a problem. And how did this, like, when you saw this news, what was your first reaction? Yeah, right.
Speechless.
just like
I honestly thought it was fake.
Same.
Because the first thing I saw was the CBR article, and I'm like, there's no way it's true.
Uh huh.
Right. Why would it be true? And it's like, you click on it, it's like, oh, it's from Deadline.
Yep.
Oh. And it's like, that's my evening ruined. I had a good day yesterday until that point, so thanks. No.
Like it was. This is how it went for me. Riding high after the Avengers gameplay reveal, I'm like, it's a little, iffy here or there, but still, that game looks amazing. Can't wait to get it. And within 4 hours, I was literally like crashing and burning, like somebody stabbed me. I was like, oh no, like, and like you, I saw it at CBR, so I'm like, all right, this is one of their clickbait articles. So I click it, and they're like, sourced from Deadline. And when I saw Deadline, my heart just took a dive. I was like, well, it's actually official.
He literally came in while we were grilling our food. He comes in like you would think he watched our cats get hurt like by a car, because his heart like was sunk, and he's like, oh no. And I'm freaking out. I'm like, oh god, what just happened? He's like, Spider-Man is no longer home. It's like, what?
You literally didn't believe me. You were like, no, you're lying. This is a lie. I was like, no, Shay, this is Deadline. And then it hit you. You're like, oh
I
no.
became speechless, and I'm like, I want to just crawl into a hole now and just wait for this to blow over.
Yeah, I mean, like I was speechless until I looked further in it with Dayline and a bunch of other news outlets, and seeing how it was basically a breakdown of communications on both sides, and then seeing what each side wanted, and just like, okay.
So, according to Sony, because they released a quote-unquote press release, if you can call it that, considering they tweeted it
At
like
3 a.m.
they're like, okay, so Kevin Feige's fault because he doesn't want to do this. It's like, no.
That was an obvious tactic. The whole thing's an obvious tactic anyway, but that was just like, come on.
Kevin Feige took time away from building up the original Avengers to go oversee TASM 1 and tell you what not to do, and then you ignored him on TASM 2. Like that dude is so in love with Spider-Man that he bends over backwards to you. Like, I think the stories are going to meet somewhere in the middle, and we're not going to know really what happened. And that's unfortunate, because I think there's a little bit, there's some shady stuff happening with Spider-Man. Like, that's the best way to put it.
It's one big old cluster, especially last night, because like, obviously, Deadline reported their bit, and it wasn't the full story at the time, and then like Variety reported it, and then THR came out and went, well, actually, it's not over. It's an impasse. It's like this negotiation failed. They're still in talks, and then like 5 hours later, it's like, it's not looking great.
Here's what really hurt me. I woke up that morning and I always go, I'm like, okay, what thumbnails am I going to make for something that I need to record today? And I check my email, and my Spider-Man source, I haven't talked to him in probably about 4 months. He messages me and it says, big Spider-Man news coming later today. And in my thinking, I'm like, all right, so I'm going to get ahead on this. So I make the template and the thumbnail for Spider-Man 3 announced. I get all the tags ready, and I'm ready to record the video.
I mean, technically, you weren't wrong. Well, it wasn't unfortunate to make a Spider-Man 3 thumbnail, because Deadline did kind of go, oh yeah, Spider-Man 3 and 4 in development right now. It's just like, why?
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a little bit, but
it's kind of weird how the placement of this news broke out when they were going to re-release the movie in the theater release.
They ain't getting that 400 million domestic now, so I'm sorry, Sony. You kind of shot yourself in the foot.
No, you're going to re-release the movie, but we ain't showing up now.
Nope.
This ain't happening.
I mean, I couldn't show up anyway because it's America only, so no.
True.